Okay, so in these tutorials I'm going to show you how I build a website, and just the first thing I want to do is I want to have a slider on my front page. So if we're doing this from scratch, I will show you everything you need to do now. So first of all, you've got to insert a row, so you can have sections. So you can have 2 side by side, 3, or you can have different proportions of 2. I just want one across the top, and it inserts module. If this doesn't pop up, all you have to do is click the little grey plus, and I'm just going to type in slider. So you can have a post slider, a video slider, or picture slider. I'm going for a picture slider. So what happens here, and this is an example, this is how your slider will look on your website. This is the background, the title text, a button, and there's 2 slides at this moment in time. So I don't like the white space above. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of that white space. So if you hit the cog, we want to make this full width because we want it to stretch across the whole page. And go to custom gutter width. Currently it's 1. We're going to take that down to 0. So now that goes across the full page. Next, I believe, is spacing, and we go to custom padding. And as you can see, that's taken it up a little bit more. And I think if we put 0 in custom margin as well. Okay. And then what we do next is go to the blue, hit the cog there, go to spacing, custom padding there, 0 in all those. Got rid of all the white space. So when your customers come onto your website, they're going to see your logo, your menu, and your slider. So I want my slider to be images of historical people. So what I'm going to do is I am going to delete one of the sliders already and just have one, and you'll see why in a second. I want a title, so I'm just going to use of ... and I'm just going to write a blurb, and my first image is going to be of Martin Luther King. So this slide is of Martin Luther King. To find out more about Martin Luther King, please click the button below. Spelled incorrectly. So this is currently a blue slide. It's a bit dull. So if we scroll down, we'll go to background. Click delete to get rid of the blue slide. It's going to go. We'll go eventually. And now we're going to upload a file. So if we scroll through, I've done some downloading earlier, and there's my image of Martin Luther King. For good SEO purposes, you want to give this a title. So I'm going to go a brief history of Martin Luther King. And then I put that as the alternate tag, and I'll just write a quick description, a short synopsis of the life of Martin Luther King, who was an American civil rights activist. So that will help with SEO. So there we go. Now there's a number of things you can do with the slider. You can use a parallax effect, so when you scroll down, and I'm not really showing you well at the moment, it will scroll a picture. I don't like that effect. It's currently covering. If you have actual size, it's smaller. If you have fit, it's smaller again. I like to cover it. You can change the centering of your position depending on the photo, so you can have top center, wrong one, or you can have bottom center. Personally, I just think center's fine. And you can repeat the image or blend images. I don't want to do anything like that. Next, we're going to go on text. So scroll down. I want to change the title text. I'm quite happy with it being white. I just want it to be a bit bigger. So I'm going to put it up to 50. And I want to change the font. I'm not a big fan of the font. I think it's probably just the default. Yep, there we go. So I'm going to change it to this fat face one. Does that good? Yeah, that looks good for me. Quite happy with that. So then you can see this slide here. If you hit this little window here, it will duplicate the website. It will be exactly the same. Sorry, not the website, the slide. Be exactly the same, but it just makes it easier to change things. So you can say this slide is of Margaret Thatcher, who was a controversial Prime Minister in the United Kingdom in the 1980s. And you can go down to background. All you do is hit the cog to change it. You want to upload, select files, find the image of Margaret Thatcher. I changed the title and alt description, but in the interest of time, I'm not going to do that. There's Margaret Thatcher. I'm going to try top center because she's missing part of her face, and top center looks a lot better. And then we haven't created any posts yet, but if we wanted this button to link to a post of Margaret Thatcher, what we would do is we would take the URL of a post and we would go in and we'd go into link and insert the link here, and that would mean when we click the link it would go through to Margaret Thatcher's page. So that's how to create a slider. You can add animations as well. All you have to do is go to design of the slide, go to animation, you can have a fade, you can choose if it's automatic or not, and then it'll just run. And then if you exit the visual builder, save and exit, you have your slider for your first page. So that's just a little quick instruction on how to create a slider.